cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, K Money, and in the building with me, my co-host, Freddie G, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. And you can find us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And if you're on YouTube, please don't forget to like and or subscribe. Welcome, fellas, to another True Tuesday. Today, I thought we talk about something that I normally don't really like to get into, which is politics. But I recently discovered that the politicians we have serving in our Congress, that there really is no age limit, man. You know, they seem to be up there in age, and based on the recent events that have occurred over the last couple of weeks, and the recent events I'm speaking on, I'm sure you guys may have seen this. Mitch McConnell, he froze up during the interview.
Had a stroke. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I heard, and somebody said that was the second time doing it.
Yeah, that wasn't the first time.
And then something.
Yeah. But it was very apparent that something was going on with him.
Right.
And Dianne Feinstein, who's 90, she had to be reminded to say A when casting her vote during something they were voting on.
Right.
You know, and those are just two examples of our Congress and possibly how they need to consider a limit, an age limit on, you know, one, how long they should be able to serve, and two, a age restriction.
Right.
You know, because these people are running our country.
I agree.
You know, and that's kind of scary. You know, and even our president, man, I've seen stories where, you know, he's falling asleep.
Yeah.
You know,
during
events.
During real serious
Yeah.
Or talking about
you know,
something that's just totally off topic.
Yeah, you know, so again, these people are running our country, and that's scary.
It's scary, man.
You know, so yeah, they definitely, I think they definitely should consider, you know, voting this into law. I see that, you know, a person has to be 35 years old in order to be president.
Right.
And only 25 to serve in the House of Representatives, and the minimum age to serve on the Senate is 30 years old. So they have those in place, but they don't have any restrictions as far as how old they can be, which is the problem.
Right.
You know, I have nothing against the age restrictions they have as far as your requirements to serve.
Yeah. I got a question. Is that the House of Representatives and the House of Senate, you think they would have the same rules? Because
should.
Yeah, because Jake LaTurner from Kansas, he was 24, making him the youngest member of the Kansas Senate. So that's why I was wondering if the Senate, the
one in Washington.
Well, this is Kansas. So when you said that when they got in, you know, one of the houses, I just figured, hell, you know. But I don't know. I'm looking at it, I think some of these people are too young too. You have a lot of politicians that are too young too.
Well, I mean, I think if you're old enough to vote, you should be old enough to run for the Senate.
Exactly.
You know, if you're, you know, if that's the path that you're going down, because you possibly are should be passionate if you're in that field.
So would you be open to a 22-year-old being your mayor or?
Hey, I mean, it's all about it's done the democratic way. We vote.
I know, but I'm just saying, you personally.
Would I vote? If I thought they were the best person
22,
for the job.
If they 22, the controlling the money in, or
if I thought that person was best for the job, yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would definitely vote for him.
All right.
I mean, yeah, I've seen some of these small country towns where they've had toddlers running for mayor. You haven't seen any stories like that?
There was one I just seen, and I want to say it was Chicago. I want to say it was a little black kid too. I want to say he was 12 or 14.
I mean, I've seen one where he's younger than that, though.
I ain't seen none that young, but I've seen a 12 or 14-year-old. He was a mayor of a town, and I can't find this. I'm looking.
14-year-old
He was like
mayor.
12, 14. He's a black guy. He's something in the,
Yeah.
and got in the some type of office. Maybe not a mayor, but it's something big.
So
and
this
I'm
is
like,
in
he's
America,
young.
though.
This is in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's a little town, but still, I was just proud. I saw the article, and that's what I was looking for. I can't find it though. I looked everywhere. But I want to say it was Chicago. I want to say, but I could be totally wrong. So that's why I don't want to talk about the story, because I don't know the whole facts of that one. I got to look it up some more.
So the numbers that you mentioned when you said the age limits for these certain positions.
To be qualified.
Yeah. So now I just want to go back to that and say that now think of the people that you spoke of earlier.
Mitch McConnell
all
and
of those-
Dianne Feinstein.
yeah. Think about those people.
Who happens to be the oldest.
Right. So look at the difference in the age gap of where you should start and where they ending up.
Right, and I'm
So-
sure a lot of these probably started at an early age.
At an early age,
At an
correct.
early age.
So, but what I'm saying is that's too long anyway.
Yeah. It's extremely too long. And again, I do agree that they should, consider,
Yeah.
making an age limit, maximum age limit.
Exactly. Something that 50,
And-
55.
Well, I mean, the health should be considered. I mean, because it's also a stressful job.
Right.
So, what age, if you guys, I know we did a show about running our government at one point in time, but if we all could designate a maximum age limit to serve in our Congress, what do you guys feel or think would be a sufficient age?
I would say 28. Me.
The maximum?
The max.
Oh, the max.
Yeah, the max.
Oh, the max. 75.
75?
75.
And see, I think that's too old.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to stick with 55.
55?
Yeah.
How about you, Freddie G?
So, I feel a little bit different. I do understand where you're coming from, but I feel a little bit different.
Different in what way?
When we put an age limit on how long a person should hold a position. So, I think about the age that I am now, right?
Okay.
Now, there's nothing that's hindering me from doing my job effectively. And so, if you have a job that doesn't require you if you have a job that uses a lot of brain power,
Okay.
if you're still functioning at a high level, then however old you are, but you're able to still function at that high level, then I don't think you should put a cap on that person if they still want to continue to work, to earn a living. Because at the end of the day, we still got to pay our bills. We still have to earn a living.
I agree. I agree.
So if you're not able to function properly, to do your job at that level of what your job requires you to do, then of course you got to step down because you can no longer do your job.
So maybe a health test?
Well, presidents have to go through, I think, some kind of health test.
They do.
Some kind of physical.
Physical.
They got to go through a physical.
And they should.
What about mental? I mean, does that?
I don't know what it entails, but I know that the president, I think that they got to go through a physical.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if Congress has to go through anything like that, but if the president has to, I would hope that
Yes.
Congress should be included in something like that as well, because I feel what you're saying, Freddie G. But by chance, did you see Mitch McConnell?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest. On the surface, from what I saw, both times, he needs to sit his ass down.
Yeah. That's scary, bro.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I think it's a little connection got going on medically. what I mean by connection is I know somebody that's going to clear me to do my job.
Right.
And so, yeah, they went and checked him and whatever. Oh, yeah, he's competent. He can do the job. He's competent. But it's clear that something's wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's that old school governing, like you say, I know somebody that knows somebody, even though this person clearly is not fit to be doing this job any longer, you still giving them the okay just because they've been in it for so fucking long.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that. Now, if I guess where I stand is the answer to your question. You're asking how do I feel? If should there be an age limit to doing the job? The short end of the short answer is no. I don't think that there should be an age limit if you're competent enough to do the job. I wouldn't want nobody. We got laws in place when it comes to senior citizens and discrimination, because that's a form of discrimination.
It is.
If you don't hire me or you firing me because of a certain age, so we can't do that. Because there are laws in place that says we can't discriminate against the elderly. But if you're competent enough to do the job, then yeah. But if you're not competent enough to do the job, then the job have grounds to fire you.
And yeah, you know what? You can't discriminate this health. People in jobs, wheelchair, they have diabetes. I remember I was working at Bank of America, and I've never heard of this. But you had to actually disclose everything you had, put it on your cubicle, and right there. So if you had diabetes or high blood pressure, it's a little thing right there, a little notepad which you have anything if anything happened to you. So you can't discriminate because of health, even though we see him falling out every day. You know what I'm saying?
Which is why I still feel that there should be an age limit to where we don't have to think about none of that. We got the people in there. We ain't got to worry about somebody dying on us or because their health is bad at 65.
Yeah. Well, let us not forget, though, the people that we're speaking of Congress, and we vote these people in.
Right. So
that's something that, the citizens out there that are voting need to consider. The person that you're voting for, you're voting for them, and once you get in office, now you're probably second guessing yourself because of things that are occurring and are happening that's not normal because of their age.
Right.
Well, those things should have been considered prior to you voting, even though, he's not that much older once you made that vote. You know what I'm saying? So things hadn't changed from the time that you voted to, the time that they up and possibly croak.
Or the time that you didn't vote.
Right. Mm-hmm. But that's definitely important on getting out there and electing these people that we want to run our country. And that's one way to get control or take control of the age restriction by, voting accordingly.
I agree.
These youngsters, they're the ones that they're the future.
And then that makes me wonder this too. Are there any youngsters that are even going that direction right now?
Yeah, there are plenty. So there are plenty of youngsters out there that's in the political realm, right?
Okay.
The thing is when you have these youngsters out there and you get older people, let's say, here's an example. Let's take us here at this table.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you see Sheila Jackson Lee on the ballot, who y'all voting for?
Sheila Jackson Lee,
because she's been around.
Right.
Yeah.
The younger one is on that ballot.
The younger one is on that ballot too.
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna vote for Sheila Jackson Lee,
Right.
which keeps her in.
Right.
Now she's competent enough to do the job,
Right.
and she falls within our political party of where we lean,
Right.
For the most part,
Correct.
Right.
For the most part,
Right.
where we lean. Now let me shoot something to you, right? According to oldest.org, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go down the list of the 10 oldest members in U.S. Congress.
Okay.
Now, without saying their names, or do y'all want me to?
I don't have a problem.
I'm curious because I want to see the ages. Let's see the ages, and then I want to know the names after I see the age.
Okay, so Danny Davis.
Never heard.
I'm not going to tell you their party until later.
Yeah.
But Danny Davis, state of Illinois. He's 81 years old.
Woohoo.
And, well, I ain't going to tell you that either. His ethnicity. I'm not going to mention that either.
By chance, does it say how long they've been in Congress?
Year in office, 1997 to present.
Okay, so he's been in there.
He been in that for a minute.
Yeah, he's 81 years old.
30 years and 4 years.
I'm not going to tell you his ethnicity.
All right.
You have Jim Clyburn, and he is 82 years old. He's been in office since 1993 to present.
Okay. 30 years exactly for him.
I'm not going to tell you his ethnicity.
Boy, I can tell by
Now,
that
y'all
name.
know this. Y'all know this other person. Y'all know this person.
Who is this?
Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, yeah.
She's 82 years old.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Since 1983. I'm sorry, 87.
87.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, the other one is Steny Hoyer, 1981 to present. Y'all know this person here, Maxine Waters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. She's 84.
Wow.
From 1991 to present.
I was thinking with Maxine Waters from
Now-
Living Single.
Here's this other person, Hale Rogers, 85 years old, from 1981 to present.
Wow.
That was around the time I think Moses parted the Red Sea, and then never mind, don't worry about it.
Okay, Bill Pascal, and from 1997 to present. Grace Napolitano, from 1999 to present.
How old is she?
That's a
86.
Wow.
so now she was a gangster.
And Chuck Grassley,
I heard that one. I know
from
Glass.
1981 to present. You know what? It actually he's served in different areas, but you can go back to 1975 for him.
Damn.
How old is he?
He is
473.
89.
89. My bad.
90
I was
years old.
off. I was
Yeah.
off by about 13 years.
And then you have Diana Feinstein. You know who that is?
Well, that's the one I was speaking on earlier.
Yeah.
We had the episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's 89.
Wow.
1992 to present. Now, I didn't want to give the ethnicity of these people,
Uh-huh.
but a lot of them are black.
Yeah.
Then I want to tell you that only 2 of those people are Republican.
What?
Wow. That
So-
says a lot right there.
That
That's
is-
actually
yeah,
a lot
it
for.
does.
That says a lot. Which I'm trying to, but does this change the game?
It can be
It
a game.
can.
Yeah, it definitely can be
It
a
can
game
be
changer.
a game changer now. But how long is that gonna last?
Elaborate.
These people are 89.
I had to laugh. I'm sorry, but
No,
you
that's
probably
real-
got one
No,
more year.
realistically,
I'm just
Yeah.
speaking realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really gonna happen. These people are 87, 85,
89.
86, 89s.
Foot's, you should be looking. Foot is definitely.
So
Do we get 10 more years and that's it, or do we get 5 more years?
Do
of that?
they get 10 more years? What
Does
you
it-
talking
does-
about? We.
But does that number start to decrease in the next 5 years?
well, that's where the voting comes in,
where the
man.
voting
Right.
You know,
comes
So
Yeah.
so now maybe they put a Republican in that spot. So that's why I'm saying either way we can kind of be. It's about to shelter off
No.
from it being great like it is now in that vision. You know.
I'm somewhere else. You talking about them getting in office for 10 more years?
No, I'm saying
realistically, can you see them being in office 10 more years?
No, I don't.
And that's
That's the
part of
point
the problem
that I'm
right
making.
there.
Yeah, because that's why I'm like, I'm looking. I'm like, No, I don't. Forget being in office. You gotta live. I hate to say it like that, but when you 85, 80, it's any day now. I'm sorry.
It's not gonna last.
I hate to say it like that, but it is.
It's gonna trickle off, but it's up to us to put the right people in those places because we know that that's coming.
Well, just like the scenario or the analogy that Freddie G used with Sheila Jackson Lee. She's proven who she is to us. So how and when do we start to vote for that young person that's on that ballot?
Right. Well, if she dies, we can't vote for her.
Right. You mentioned being competent. As a citizen, how do we know if these officials that are running are competent? You know what I'm saying? We're going on what we see and what we hear from them. But as far as health-wise, we don't know those details of the representative.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't know health-wise because of the HIPAA.
Yeah.
And so we wouldn't know that. But just like there's certain jobs that even if certain blue-collar jobs,
Right.
if you can't pass a certain physical, a certain thing.
Keyword physical again.
Right. Yeah. Then that makes you, okay, no, this person's not fit. So we wouldn't know that. We wouldn't know.
Well, man, I still hold true to what I said at the beginning of the show. I think that they do need to put a maximum age restriction. When you mention most of those people on that list, I noticed a lot of them were in their 80s, which each time you stated the age, it just sounded old to me. I will go back and say, maybe 75 is not too old. That may be my borderline right there, age limit. If it was up to me. But again, it's up to us getting out there and voting for who we feel is best. But we can also control that age restriction by voting for a younger representative. So let's get out there and do what we need to do. I thank y'all for joining us. Have a good one. This concludes another True Tuesday episode, and be sure you tune in tomorrow for Women Wednesday with Freddie G. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all you YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe. And to all my 52 Scott faithfuls, it may be new to you, but if you heard it here, then you know it's true.